Hey everybody, and welcome to WretroMania, a retrospective pro wrestling podcast where we wrestle and romanticize with your nostalgia, your throwback wrestling history. We're going right now through the Origin of Attitude. I'm your host, Coby Nida, part of the hosting squad with my co-host, as always,
Jimmy Price, the other half of the hosting squad.
Yes, indeed, hosting squad for life. What have we been going over recently with the Origin of Attitude?
So we are coming off the heels of SummerSlam and heading into the great unknown. I mean, as we're currently coming off the heels of this year's SummerSlam, there's always sort of like the reset button gets hit a little bit. There's some new pairings, new feuds. So in '97, we're starting to get into that. We're off the heels of HBK presumably turning heel and costing Undertaker his WWF title. So there'll be hell to pay there. And now we've got the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Once again, holding the gold.
Yeah, and this is great. This is a big turning point for the WWF in general. August 1997 is a huge month for them. A lot of things are happening, like we said. Yeah. We're going on a build for the next pay-per-view, Ground Zero.
Yeah.
And in this episode, you and I are going to cover a couple episodes of Raw. And this is how we're going to do it from now on, kind of follow the timeline. Staggered, like a week behind or so, or the week of, and post what we can follow through the month of. 20 years in the future, or 20 years from the future, looking into the past retrospectively at this Origin of Attitude.
Time is a flat circle, Coby.
Yes, time is a flat circle. I'm sorry.
But we're going to be taking a look at it step for step. Please, if you want to go back, check out some of these matches on the network. We're going to hit you with some of our recommendations, and sort of hopefully try to relive some of that, some of that glory.
Yeah, and if you guys really want to go back and start from the beginning, is the best way to do this. Prologue episode 0. We're on Mohole Radio.
Absolutely.
That's moholeradio.com. We're joined by another fleet of other podcasts that are great out there.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff on Mohole. But yeah, go back to the episode 0, the prologue.
And then go to episode 1.
Yeah, 2. And then 2, and so on, and so forth.
And then we have a bonus episode.
Yeah. So we're all over the timeline, mainly focused on this magical year of 1997.
Yeah, the bonus episode is the 25th anniversary of SummerSlam. That's SummerSlam 1992, which is actually today, August 31st, as we record.
Yeah.
Do you know what else is today?
What else?
The 1-year anniversary of our Facebook friendship.
That's right, Coby. I saw that today. Hit me in the warm fuzzies. We've been Facebook friends for 1 year. Cheers.
Cheers to that. Cheers.
Swig of gas station coffee for the working man.
All right. Swig a beer for me.
Okay.
So at this point, August 4th, 1997, in this timeline where we're at right now, what's going on in the world is Skynet. They launch.
That's right.
This is it.
Skynet's live.
Yeah, they go live. And Puff Daddy, I'll Be Missing You. That's the number 1 song right now.
Man. Hear it. I can hear it.
Were you a fan at all?
I loved it. I love that whole album. It's so good.
No Way Out?
It's so good. No Way Out is so good. That's because it's got the Mace track on there, Mo Money, Mo Problems, if I'm not mistaken. That's like, I don't know my hip hop very well, to say the least, but I stand by that record. That's fun. Okay. That's good times.
Also,
I
like it. Well, I'll splice in some good hip hop for you.
Yeah.
Also going on at the time, Spawn. This was released. The actual live action movie.
Nice.
They had the animation on HBO, if you remember that.
I don't.
Were you a fan at all?
I'm a stranger to the world of Spawn.
Oh my God. Love Spawn. Gotta know Spawn. But I bet you know the next one.
Yeah.
August 1st, released, Air Bud.
The start of a dynasty.
Yes, indeed.
So so many feels, but yeah, that first Air Bud, and I remember wearing out that VHS tape. It's an emotional roller coaster, man.
Up and down.
It really
and
is.
Down, and Air and Bud and
yeah.
Do you know what you were doing at this time in 1997?
August 1997. I am trying to, get the most out of my summer that's ending. I'm going into second grade. Going into second grade at this point, and I don't know. I was thinking this the other day of how much of my life is just gone, memory wise. It's kind of frightening.
Me too.
I remember watching wrestling. I remember watching SummerSlam. But yeah, no life-changing events for me personally. Just kind of hanging out.
Okay.
Getting fatter. Turning into a fat kid.
All right, morphing into that.
Yeah.
I morphed into that as well.
Yeah.
And a little bit after this time. I was almost turning 10.
Yeah.
It's going to be the big 10th birthday in October coming up for me. So this is my summer before we went back to school. And I was able to watch the SummerSlam and enjoy that and everything about that. But yeah, like you said, my memory totally gone. But watching some of these Raws has brought back some of those memories.
Yeah,
some not too good, but some very good. But I'm just like
some you'd rather not remember. Yeah. Some of the commercial bumpers that, thank God, they leave on the network, videos of these episodes of Raw, they definitely bring me back. A good, I think we mentioned Stridex.
Yeah, Discovery
commercials.
Zone.
Yeah, Discovery Zone. I looked up today because I was watching and they were pushing Discovery Zone, and they had like an exclusive Discovery Zone WWF poster you could get if you went to Discovery Zone.
No shit.
Yeah, and it had Taker, Austin, and Hart on it, I think.
Wow.
And I went to eBay and I spent about 5 minutes just trying to find it and trying every possible combination of WWF Discovery Zone, WWF Discovery Zone poster. I couldn't find it, but it just looked so, it was perfectly 90s. It was fantastic.
That would have been perfect. And that's also something that sounds like it would be sold at thesavagestash.com.
Yeah. Check them out. Out.
Yeah, that's thesavagestash.com. It's your authentic collectibles for wrestling retro apparel and merchandise.
Yeah.
You can get anything there from playing cards, sweet little fanny pack that says the Savage Stash on it. They're in neon green and orange. And then you got some posters, some match cards.
Some old school.
Some I've seen from the 70s.
Yeah. I love that stuff. Some cool hats. But yeah, I've got follow them on Instagram, on Facebook, or Twitter, and just set notifications because they'll periodically post some cool stuff. So I've got
sale every now and then.
Yeah. So I've got my notification set. I'm waiting because as soon as they post that poster from Discovery Zone, and it could happen at any time. It's happening.
All right. And speaking of retro, we do have some of my old action figures here on the table in front of you.
Yeah.
We have the key players involved. Bret the Hitman Hart's leg is off. That's the 1996 series of toys I think they did. And then we have Stone Cold with jeans because he's not wrestling right now.
Yeah, perfect.
And then we got Shawn Micheals with the leather chaps and his red Heartbreak Kid apparel. I did have the old blue series that came with Bret and Shawn because I had to get that for the Christmas in 96.
Yeah, I think I had that too.
He died. I think he got eaten by dogs. And then we have Vince McMahon, and then we have, last but not least, the key player in this next storyline coming up, the Patriot.
Yeah. And he's complete with skanking action. Yeah, if you kind of the arms go up and down as he twists his torso. So it's somewhat,
Somewhat Sami Zayn.
So a little bit, yeah, a little bit. yeah, we got the whole crew here, and luckily they're on my side of the table, so I can if I get bored, I'm just gonna start having matches.
Sweet, yeah. Well, hopefully I don't bore you guys too much. We're trying to make it more entertaining for everybody and us as well. So let's get into it. Let's get into these Raws. We got 3 to cover, and continue with our storyline, the origin of Attitude.
Let's do it.
All right. This is this Raw 221. We're in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. We're gonna get right into it.
Yeah.
This is the night after SummerSlam, and of course they've hyped the new commissioner that's gonna be here tonight.
Who's it gonna be?
I don't know.
Is it gonna be Jack Tunney?
Maybe. I loved him.
Oh, he was the best.
I like those times. Right. King and JR and Vince are our commentary team. Love it. Yep. The classic team.
Yep.
And JR introduces the new WWF champion. It's Bret the Hitman Hart, and he's out with the Foundation. And there's a lot of Austin signs. And I noticed that there's like a couple Bret's going to get it. Bret sucks.
Yeah.
Like those type of signs. So it's working, especially
ESA.
in Bethlehem.
Yeah, definitely.
They recap SummerSlam and what happened with the Shawn Michaels chair shot to The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Which Bret Hart spit. Well, I wonder if he would have shit in Shawn Michaels' face.
If he could have gotten away with it, he probably would have.
Yeah. No, Bret the Hitman Hart spits in Shawn Michaels' face, and Shawn Michaels swings with the chair and cracks Undertaker instead of Bret.
Yeah.
And then we have Shawn reluctantly counting the 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Perfect ending. So they go through all that. Bret says that he's proved that he's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Against Shawn and Taker. I love how he has the against.
Everyone is against me.
Yeah. Him and Jericho, they got the again and the against.
Yeah. Yeah, they really play that up.
Yeah. He stood by his word and his agreement for his match, and Shawn was against him the entire time. And you know it, and I know it, and Sid doesn't know shit. That's the only reason he's standing here as the WWF. He's just the WWF.
He
right
is
now.
the WWF. He's bigger than the title. He's the whole damn company.
And it's because he's smarter. Certainly is, Mr. WWF. And he wants Shawn out. So he wants him out of the country, out of the WWF. JR goes straight to the Patriot match announcement. He says he pins Bret last week in that surprise roll-up, which happened. The Patriot did pin Bret. But Shawn was kind of in the mix, you know?
Yeah, it definitely provided the distraction there.
Bret says it was a fluke and Shawn was involved, and you know it, and I know it. And Sid doesn't know shit. And he segues from American values to Bulldog going against Ken and Pillman and the Hart Foundation don't wear dresses. And he's a man, and he's the new sheriff around.
Yeah.
And he's going to make that clear.
Sheriff outranks commissioner in any wrestling organization.
He's the new champion, he's the WWF, and he is the sheriff. And he segues into Owen. Owen takes the mic, and then he replays the footage of him tombstoning Austin. It's crucial, man.
Dumps him right on his head, yeah. And they don't shy away from this, obviously, playing the footage on the Titantron and just immediately working it into the angle. They sort of had no other option, but you have to wonder if this happened, God forbid, to somebody else in today's PG setting, if it would be, storyline that quickly the next night.
Yeah. I think they would tweet it immediately an hour after.
Yeah.
And then show the injury.
Yeah.
Like they did with Seth Rollins.
Oof, yeah.
But did he come out the night after? I think he was it was away for a bit, right?
So yeah, he might have come out to cut a promo before he dropped the title. You're talking about when he blew his knee out, right? Yeah, he might have done a promo before the title was vacated. I don't think that he did, though. I think they just announced the title was vacated, and that was that. But yeah, he was gone. He was off TV for several months.
Yeah. And this is really, yeah, like you said, this is different because Austin is going to be doing physicality in a way.
Yeah.
And he's really, really hurt, legit hurt. In Austin's book, he's talking about how he's got a burning sensation all around him. You know, he doesn't know anything, and it's like his shoulders hurt, everything hurts on him. His legs, you know.
Yeah, he would not be in the building for Raw if this had happened, you know, in 2017.
Yeah, it essentially compressed his spine.
Yeah,
crazy. So they get that footage going, and Owen says that he's the reason Stone Cold won because he showed compassion, and Stone Cold's a crippled freak, and he wants Austin to give up the IC belt. And JR calls out Slaughter, the new commissioner.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Holy shit. Sergeant Slaughter comes out and he tells Hart that he's the new sheriff. He's the new sheriff.
Yeah.
And he says the Patriot will face Bret for the WWF title at Ground Zero. Wow.
Yeah.
And you, Bulldog, you will have a match soon with Shamrock. And you, Pillman, you will wear a dress tonight. Whoa, the crowd pops big for that. This is a big time for, like, a guy to wear a dress. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Nowadays, I don't think it would.
It wouldn't really be... I don't know, it's hard to explain how it was a different time. This was like... the kind of heat it got then, I don't think it would get now.
Yeah. But they pop big for it.
Yeah.
And then he says, and you, Owen Hart, who considers calling people by their full name. I love it.
Yeah.
And you, Owen Hart, especially when we're yelling at them. It's like their father. You will have another rematch when the doc approves and Stone Cold said so. He like flubs over it, but he still gets it done.
How great would it be if he used their middle names too? And you, Owen James Hart. I don't know if I think that might be his middle name. I'm not 100%, but yeah.
But like a parent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Stone Cold's music hits. The fans go nuts because he's here. He's all right. He says, it doesn't matter if you dropped him on the head. The fact that you dropped me on my head don't mean a damn thing. And you're stupid because you didn't take advantage of the job and get it done. And you're a loser because it runs through your veins. Jeez. And he's going to open up a can of whoop ass on him, and that's the bottom line. And the music hits. Crazy. This is about the 15-minute intro of Raw.
Yeah.
So we're getting into that phase in 1997 where it's blended for nearly the past 20 years. You know, this is the same format that they're using now. Yeah,
definitely. Not changed very much. It is interesting, and I might have touched on this in a previous episode, but like the idea that JR was in the ring to conduct an interview versus somebody just coming out and picking up a microphone. I think that felt a little bit more natural, like a little bit more of like how it should work. But that's, you know, this was 97 even was sort of the dying days of that, you know, that type of in-ring promo.
I kind of preferred that.
Yeah.
To be honest, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it felt more legit. And I mean, half the time they would just kick the interviewer out anyway.
Right.
But
it gives reason and purpose to it. I think now in 2017, it kind of jumps the gun and we're skipping points that are pivotal to storylines or storytelling.
Yeah.
The guy just comes out with his music and he starts spitting on the mic about the other guy. It's like, wait, who allowed him to come out and run the beginning of the fucking show?
Exactly.
Seth Rollins just took up 20 minutes at the beginning of the show. Triple H just took up 25 minutes.
Who put him on the list?
Right?
Who put him on the list? And how much time is he getting? Somebody light him.
Why is nobody playing him off like at the Oscars or something? That'd be interesting if they did that. Well, I mean, they have cut people off.
Oh, yeah.
In a way like that, where they're just like, nah. But they like the talking. It draws out the show. But I like we've said, I think they miss key points. And this was nice when we got those interviews. But this is the start of the new trend in WWF, later to WWE.
For sure.
Next up, Vince advertises Ahmed versus Chains. My notes that just says Vince advertises Ahmed versus Chains. LOL. And we hear from Shawn Micheals later.
Yeah.
Ooh. We're going to get a fan's reaction from SummerSlam. It's interesting.
Some intelligent viewpoints coming from the drunk masses outside of the Meadowlands.
Shawn Michaels is stupid. Undertaker would have had it. Yeah.
His allergies.
Then we get a Nation of Domination promo. And it's a setup for the triple threat street fight. That's going to be between Farouk, Crush, and Sabio. And Ahmed he's hot in the nation. He's got that choker on.
Yeah.
That says his name on it. He's like, at the end, he's like, take the boy out the street, but you can't take the street out the boy.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thanks, Ahmed.
How true.
I really liked him when I was younger. Did you?
You know, I was never like he was just like a really intense dude, but I felt I like watching him when I was younger. Like I wasn't getting like any character coming across. Like there's nothing for me to latch onto. It is, you know, the Pearl River Plunge is a hell of a move.
Deadly.
Yeah.
Get a nice look too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
This NOD is the black electrical tape look. He's just tightening it over whatever ends of the muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't be good for your circulation. Can't be.
Ahmed. Yeah, so next up we get Ken Shamrock versus Kama Mustafa. Woo!
Right.
Kick punch match. And they hype Austin with the neck injury during the match. And then our boys, which we're going to focus on next season again.
Yeah.
Los Boricuas, they come out.
Boricuas forever.
Yes, indeed. We're going to get to that. Don't you guys worry.
I've been so many hours of research. You guys have no idea.
Miguel, Jesus, Savio. Forget the last guy.
It's the greatest story ever told.
Oh, yeah. Gang warfare. Los Pericos come out and they double suplex Kama. And then a belly-belly suplex from Ken Shamrock to Kama when he comes back in. 1, 2, 3, Ken Shamrock wins.
Yep.
Nice. Then we are backstage and we see a door that says Brian Pillman. And it's the dressing room. Looks so cheesy, but yeah. And then they advertise Brackus.
Brackus, yeah.
Oh, cannot wait.
Yeah, vignettes every week for this guy, and what a underwhelming run he ends up having. Like I'd completely forgotten about Brackus before we had mentioned him on an earlier episode, and I looked at his Wikipedia page today, and his wrestling career was very, very short-lived. I think he had more matches in ECW. They eventually sent him to ECW to work on his stuff, and maybe like
I'd be surprised if it even appears.
Yeah.
It's interesting, the story of Brackus.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
that's season 3.
Oh, season of Brackus, but we can kind of do it with like who's the guy from Survivor Series that was against Lex Luger? Ludwig Borga.
Oh yeah, Ludwig.
Kind of
Borga.
reminds me of that, but
definitely.
not, you know. Ludwig Borga, Brackus, Heidenreich, and Vladimir
Kozlov.
Yeah.
That's just like continuous. They keep trying
and
to do it.
then Rusev.
Yeah.
They all form a faction.
Yeah.
Yes. Russia now.
Yeah, I think Rusev stands out head and shoulders above the rest, but he could be the leader, and
Yes.
it could be like 5 generations of failed foreign heels.
I have mad respect for Rusev, but yeah.
FFS, failed foreign heel. Oh, wait, FFH. For fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake. That's their slogan. Or that's their, like, yeah, their little catchphrase.
FFH, FFS.
After the Brackus advertisement, we're out to Tony Chimmel.
Early Chimmel.
Yeah, early Chimmel. We'll call him that for now on.
Yeah.
Early Chimmels are there, and we hear, I know you want me. It's Sunny. She's out.
Yeah.
Sweet. I love this as a kid.
Yeah.
I know I was flipping back and forth to WCW at the time, and This was a big night for WCW, so I didn't really watch this episode too much. This was the night Lex Luger was going to face Hulk Hogan for the title.
Oh, wow.
And then he ended up winning the title.
Yeah.
This kind of is weird in the storyline of that whole NWO thing because Hulk Hogan had the title for over a year at this point, and then Sting started coming back, and then Luger just wins the title.
Yeah, just
and then they hot shot it just back and forth.
Just a ratings grab. Just Bischoff being Bischoff.
Terrible. Yeah, so Sunny is out, and she is going to announce the contestants for this match rather than referee. Last time we saw a referee.
Yeah.
It's going to be Taka Michinoku and Brian Christopher. All right.
Yeah.
Slight heavyweight division is coming back, I guess.
Yeah,
not really.
They're trying. Yeah, they're seeing what's going on in WCW with the cruiserweights and trying to throw their hat in that ring, but the depth isn't really there with the roster. I mean, Taka was a great get, but there's just
But he wasn't a good Taka.
Yeah.
Talker. Sorry. Terrible joke. And Brian Christopher, they didn't have too many light heavyweight people. We'll later see Scott Putski.
Yes.
But he's not really a lightweight, and he doesn't last long.
Yeah, and we're so far away from S.A. Rios.
Oh, yeah. But he does wrestle a few times because he's from the AAA. He's Aguilera.
Oh, that's right.
So he'll be in a few matches, few and far between, Shotgun Saturday Night or Superstars and dark matches for the pay-per-views. And then later on, WWF will have Super Astros. And it's a show that they do with AAA talent that they reserved.
Wow, yeah, I actually didn't know about that at all.
Crazy. Brian is in charge of this match, Brian Christopher, and he goes for Dos Amigos. Two big suplexes, but on the last one he gets cocky and Taka hooks the leg, rolls him up, 1, 2, 3. Wow, Lawler is upset and he's distracting the ref. I don't know why he's distracting the ref when it's post-match, but Brian beats down Taka and he slingshots him over the ring. And Taka doesn't take a terrible bump like he did for the Royal Rumble where he smacked his face, but he goes right on his fucking tailbone.
Yeah.
Looks painful anyhow. But, JR's like, what a sore loser, the king's son. Yeah, they're bringing up the whole thing with that.
Yeah, and I think one of the cool things about this is Lawler is still denying up and down that Christopher is his son.
Yeah.
At this point, which is pretty entertaining.
He's helping him. He's pushing him on the commentary,
Yeah.
Definitely not his son, though. 30 minutes into the show, Slaughter is outside Pillman's door. Pillman! Brian Pillman! Brian Lee Pillman! It's Commissioner Slaughter. Commissioner something Slaughter. Whatever his first and last name would be. Pillman opens the door, and he's like, he's not going to... Slaughter says, here's your dress. Pillman's response to Slaughter is, I know you like to push your privates up to get your jollies off, but you're not pushing my privates into anything. Slaughter replies, you're going to wear this dress every week until you beat somebody, and if you don't, you're out of here. You're suspended. Well, is he out of here or is he suspended?
Yeah.
Make your mind up, Commissioner,
Not
but
very
either
clear.
or.
Not a great first day on the job for Commissioner Slaughter.
See, he's a good foil later on.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes. We go to a commercial and we prep for the Shawn bit, and Austin and Owen are going to meet later on. Wow.
Yeah.
Austin's going to wrestle. Then back we have an ad for Ground Zero. It's the first ad, I think, for the pay-per-view. But, looks great. Looks like a big nuclear explosion. Kind of foreshadowing right now. It's weird.
Yeah. The whole and like the title of the pay-per-view and it being, in September. This is strange. It's a little eerie.
All right. So Triple H out with China. And there's actually a sign for Triple H from a chick. Vader out with Paul Bearer, and it's a nothing match. Paul Bear trips. He trips from the outside, and it gets a huge pop because China is coming around from behind. And at this time, like, the crowd is loving China's physicality and like involvement in the matches because it's a chick, like, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, I think she's getting heat just for being, you know, just based on her appearance of being like so built and huge. Like, people aren't used to seeing females, even in the world of wrestling, you know, have that type of physique and that type of physicality, as you mentioned.
Also, I don't know if you were like me and some of my school friends. Is she a dude or a
I remember
is he a girl?
Some of that chatter. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Hunter knew.
So China comes from behind. Paul Bearer then drops up. She comes from behind Paul Bearer, and then she drop kicks him, and he sells by hitting his head on the railing as he falls. Triple H and Vader are outside, and Triple H launches himself at Vader, but he ducks, and Triple H hits the ring post. It's like a famous Triple H spot now.
Yeah.
Then we get Vader tossed into the steel steps, and we get a double count out. Triple H and China get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's it. But when the steel steps flipped, I noticed something.
Yeah.
They were blue underneath, but then they were spray painted silver and then spray painted black. So these are still the stairs they've been using.
Same fucking stairs. Man, those things can take a beating, can't they?
Up next, we have the Patriot against the Sultan, and Pillman will be in a dress. And they advertise Money Talks with Charlie Sheen and Chris Tucker. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, I vaguely remember it.
Terrible. Yeah. I think I was a fan as a kid, and I was really looking forward to it because I thought Chris Tucker was funny. I thought Charlie Sheen was cool.
Yeah.
Both are crackheads.
And I think it got overshadowed by Rush Hour, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Rush Hour came out later, but this is like a precursor to Rush Hour. This is like it's Money Talks. I mean, it's so like in the vein. They're trying to cast Chris Tucker with somebody. And it's poorly. I mean, sadly enough, Charlie Sheen won't sell that many movies, but Jackie Chan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Popular at this time.
Yeah.
Loved Rubble in the Bronx and all those films.
Yeah, man.
Back from the break, and the Sultan comes out. And he's getting ready to face the Patriot. And then we have the Patriot backstage pre-match. And he says that he even agrees with Bret Hart in some of his points of view on the USA. So he's like, yeah, I agree, there's some problems. It's like, yeah. It's like, I don't agree with everything, but one of the problems is Bret. Okay. Kind of saved it, I guess. But he tells him to love it or leave it. I'm getting so fucking tired of that.
Love it or leave it.
Love it or leave it.
Leaving it.
Yeah. It wasn't a fluke win. And every match, every guy has an opportunity. And he's right. That's the art of wrestling.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. And he's going to face the Sultan. And he knows he's undefeated, but he's going to face Bret, and Bret's going to see. And Patriot comes out to Kurt Angle's music.
Yeah, metal. The very first, I think this is the first time they broke it out. But do you remember Kurt Angle showing up and immediately connecting that? And like, that's, whoa.
I do not.
Yeah, I
didn't put that together.
Yeah, I remember like wondering like, oh, I guess they're just gonna use this guy's music. I guess the Patriot's not coming back.
Yeah, it didn't stick with me. I guess I didn't really recognize the Patriots' music too much.
Yeah,
or
I think it's so
much time had lapsed for me.
Yeah. I think they mixed it a little bit different for Angle, but it's more or less the same song.
Yeah. Sultan's attire, man, that mask that Fatu had to wear and the ponytail hanging in the back. Jesus Christ.
Not flattering.
Sultan hits the Patriot with the flag and takes advantage, and then he gets a fist from the Patriot firing back. King says, I don't know about you, but anybody who drapes herself in an American flag, this famous wise man Samuel Johnson said that patriotism is the very last refuge of a scoundrel.
Wow. What a quote. What a quote to drop there.
It echoes 20 years to this day.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Patriot wins with a full Nelson slam.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. Just fucking symbols for it. Grabs Fatu, full Nelson slams. Ends the undefeated streak of the Sultan, and that's it. The Foundation, they come down right after, and Bret and the Patriot stand off. And then Bret just turns his back on the Patriot, and the crowd chants USA. And Patriot comes down with a double axe handle off the ring, and the refs have to separate them. They're brawling. The crowd is chanting USA again. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, really hyped.
Yeah.
Then we get an intro.
And just weird that the Patriot would attack Bret with his back turned.
Yeah. Not fair. It's like today's faces.
Exactly.
Anyhow, this is the turning point. This is where like faces are heelish tactics and heels do true things, and you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we get into the intro for Warzone. And this is how Raw and WWF kind of capitalized on the ratings, because they split their show between two different shows. So they had different quarterly hours rather than WCW booking it straight 3 hours or straight 2 hours.
Right.
Smart. Just smart. They do fireworks again for the other intro. So boom, 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 boom. Lighten up these fireworks.
Yeah, it's a completely different show.
Where are we today?
Completely different show.
No fireworks.
That's right.
They hype Stone Cold against Owen again, and Pillman in the dress. Then Vince is out with his Raw black denim suede jacket, whatever the fuck it is.
So fresh.
He says, he is the most flamboyant. Pause. Woo! But unquestionably the most controversial athlete in the WWF. Shawn! He did that pause for the he is the most flamboyant. I recently listened to a riff of Bill Burr. Are you a fan at all?
I am, yeah.
He was going on talking about he was at a Lady Gaga concert, and just the epic pausing for that musicians and performers do. They're like, I really wanted to say, and everybody goes, wah! Yeah, it's all just pause. The cadence.
Let it breathe.
Yep.
Wait for the pop.
And that's true in wrestling.
Yeah,
you have to wait for the pop.
Definitely.
Vince knocked it out the park here. Shawn is out, taking his button shirt off immediately, coming down the ramp, and he's got short black cargo shorts on and leather loafers with no socks.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, just...
he is off.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm on vacation, Jack.
He's way off. He's off somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just the epitome of like dad who doesn't give a shit attire.
Showing up to the soccer game late, stoned. Got a couple beers deep. He poses and he gets fireworks. Fuck.
Everybody's got pyro, man.
Vince brings up the mixed reaction from the crowd. Wow. And we can go straight to the audio from Shawn on this one.
I can't imagine getting upset because somebody spits a big hooker right in your mouth. I'll tell you what, King, be that as it may, he knew the job was going to be tough when he took the assignment.
Well, I guess maybe that pretty much tells you something. A mixed reaction by this capacity crowd. And there's no doubt whether you did your job or you didn't do your job. If it hadn't have been for you, The Undertaker might still be the World Wrestling Federation champion. So let me get this straight. You, The Undertaker, Bret the Hitman Hart, and the best that I can tell, all of the fans of the World Wrestling Federation are dumping this in my lap.
Yeah.
I don't know that's necessarily fair.
Shut up!
Because you know something? It's just like you. It's just like Bret Hart. And whether anybody in this arena likes it or not, it's just like all the fans of the World Wrestling Federation
to not take responsibility for themselves and pass the buck on to the Heartbreak Kid, because everybody knows I don't give a damn what anybody thinks of me. Shut up.
Yeah.
I went out there last night for the first time in my career, put on a referee's shirt and did one hell of a job. I called it down the middle, right or wrong.
Yes, you did.
Exactly.
May I ask you a pertinent question, please?
Yeah, cough it up.
All right. It's on a lot of people's minds. Is something like this, as controversial as it always is, are you in any way in cahoots with Bret Hart? As preposterous as that may sound, a lot of people are wondering that.
You know, I've always known you were a Nimrod, but now you have convinced me that you are the dumbest son of a bitch I have ever met in my life.
Well, first of all, I don't appreciate that. Let's get that straight, okay? And in addition...
Vince is so pissed right
Excuse
now.
me while I shudder in my loafers, McMahon.
Well, you just might be shuddering come September 7 when you step into this ring with The Undertaker. That's when you're gonna be shuddering.
Shades
Here, you can
of
finish
future
it.
Vince. He walks off.
Get your ass out of here. You can move it or lose it, McMahon. Let me tell everybody what the story is. I am not in any way, shape, or form in cahoots with Bret Hart. It is no secret that Bret Hart doesn't like me. Bret Hart doesn't respect me. But one thing is for damn sure. Bret Hart needs me. Because I am the only man in the World Wrestling Federation that has beat his ass. And that is the truth. And Undertaker, you and I, for as long as we've been in the World Wrestling Federation, have never crossed paths. Except for now.
Seems very indignant.
I want to tell you people something. Undertaker, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Micheals, lays down for absolutely no one. I don't do it for Bret Hart. I don't do it for you. I don't do it for the fans of the World Wrestling Federation. I don't do it for anybody. Undertaker, the next time you see Shawn Micheals, his super... 10 years I've given you, and this is the respect that you give me. Each and every one of you can go to hell. Undertaker, the next time you see me, my super kick is gonna be 1 foot down your throat.
Epic Shawn promo right there. He's getting pissed off. He's definitely turning this heel thing up. The Undertaker comes out and Shawn just runs off.
Yeah.
So we get promo to promo. This is how they did it before, like you said, where the guy just grabs the stick. He comes down for an interview. Oh, you're next for the interview. Better run.
Yeah.
So maybe there is truth to what they're doing right now.
Yeah. This is
gotta
the flip side of that. That isn't so natural.
Yeah, got a little bit more organic or natural stuff to it, like you said. Undertaker cuts a promo saying he's been talking too much lately. as his character, and he's right. Tells Shawn that he's going to rest in peace, which I never really understood from The Undertaker. Why would you want somebody to rest in peace? Like, I mean, I get it, you're killing them, but at the same time, it's kind of like you're sending them off nicely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got that funeral parlor business in his blood. He wants,
he's making a side.
Yeah. Once the job is done, he wants a very, very restful, peaceful send off.
Does the service, gets paid on the side.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I figured if he were more heel, he would say, burn in hell. Yeah. But that could be like Kane's slogan, but...
He gets into some pretty evil shit here in a couple of years, so... But yeah, rest in peace is not... It sounds intimidating, but it's like also kind of nice.
Nice send-off for the guy. Thank you.
I hope when the time comes, we all rest in peace.
Paul Bearer comes on the screen. He says he was with Kane last night. He says Kane is coming for the dead man. He's been waiting. He's coming. He's coming. Yes. Yes. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I want to splice that for a fucking orgasm scene.
Yeah. This was like, I was watching this episode with my girlfriend. And like she was reading, she was reading and like doing something, and like that was like the one part where she looked up and what's going on here?
Yes, make fun of him. I was with Kane last night, and he's ready. He's ready to come. He's waited 20 years to face his brother eye to eye. He's coming, dead man. That's it. Call me a liar, but Kane's coming. He's coming. He's coming! Yes, he is! Yes, yes, yes!
Well, the question is, when is he coming? Where is he coming? Will we see him next Monday night in Biloxi?
I swear he said it. Will we see him
Or
come?
could it be tonight?
He's coming! Kane is alive!
So Undertaker's theme hits and he's out. Then we get the Nation with Ahmed's music mixed. I like this one.
Yeah.
We are the Nation.
It's a shame they didn't get more mileage out of it because it's pretty good.
One of the most powerful forces in all the World Wrestling Federation on their way to the square circle. Unbelievable. Ahmed Johnson. Has he ever put together or what? Along with the entire nation of domination. Pearl River anywhere close to Biloxi Rock?
I liked it.
Yeah.
Ahmed with that choker on. And the black electrical tape. Then we go to Commissioner Slaughter, and he's with the doctors. And we're going to cut to that audio.
Well, Mr. Austin has a condition called spinal shock syndrome, which has affected his neck as well as his lower brain aspects, which affects his upper back muscles and his arms, which is recommended strongly that he does not do any wrestling.
So your professional opinion, you're telling me that Steve Austin should not wrestle tonight?
Absolutely, no wrestling tonight.
Thank you for your opinion.
So, like the doctor said, man, this is fucking serious. And like we spoke about it earlier, this is the end for the Stone Cold Steve Austin version 1.
Exactly, yeah. Technical wizard Steve Austin is pretty much done from this point forward. But he's able to just really, crank up the volume on his character that's already been building for the last, year and a half, and then also become one of the best brawlers that the industry's ever seen. So he ends up being okay, but yeah, this is the turning point in his career for sure.
Sad day. But next match leading up, that's right, it's Ahmed Chains. Chains comes out, and it's a nothing match. 2 minutes. Ahmed wins. Los Boricuas, they came out forever.
Yeah.
Started messing with Chain's bike and distracted him long enough for Ahmed to do the Pearl River plunge. He gets the win. And they come back and they chase off Jose and Savio, and the Nation comes down. And they all do the pose with Ahmed, and then they beat him down.
Yeah.
Switch real soon.
He just, he got his new gear and everything and had it for a couple weeks and then just...
That choker, man.
Yeah, I think the choker's probably what did it.
Yeah. Sad day for Ahmed.
Yeah.
But he's in real life, I think, injured at this point.
Yeah, his knee is still giving him all kinds of problems, so he's going to be taking some time off here. So this is the way to write him off.
Yeah. Sad career, like, up and down for Ahmed, honestly.
Yeah, never really, they were ready to put everything behind him, but due to, injuries, like he had the kidney injury early on in his career, and that was a big deal. And then he comes back and he's getting some more steam and then, screws his knee up. So, yeah, it's unfortunate for him because, he had all the tools and God knows Vince was behind him.
Yeah.
But, just ended up, bad timing and injuries will take anybody down.
Yep. Unfortunate, Ahmed. But we'll see him back eventually. Think so. Next up, we get the Godwins and the Headbangers. Sweet. That's a hot tag to Mosh at the end. He surprises Phineas with an O'Connor roll, but Henry breaks it up. Then we get the slop drop.
Yeah.
Phineas covers Mosh. We get the 1, 2, 3. 3 minutes, 51 seconds.
Yeah.
Nothing. Then we have Goldust Marlena coming down ringside, and Goldust is hanging major brain out that outfit. I'm sorry, I can just see his whole dick and balls. That thing is...
It's too much.
I don't know if he's not wearing underwear or what's going on with it, but yeah, I just noticed it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Pillman's horrible music hits, and they're aiming at the curtain, and Slaughter pushes Brian Pillman out, and Brian Pillman's in a dress. It's not weird at all.
No.
Not to me.
No, not really. He's it's nice. It's a nice gold dress. It's it's classy.
Yeah.
It's a classy little number.
Pillman gets fired up against Bob Holly. That's his opponent. Holly misses an Alabama jam. Pillman is kind of getting distracted. Goldust and Marlena, they're hanging her bra out their ringside. Pillman goes to confront them, and then he gets counted out. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Nothing. So Pillman's going to have to keep wearing the dress. So he's pissed about that.
For another week.
Yeah. Then they announce that they'll have Dude Love in the place of Austin tonight. Whoa. All right. Sweet. Nice little switch, I guess.
Yeah.
Come back from the commercial, and Vince is in Bret's face asking him if he thinks he can do whatever he wants. Because Bret's come down for commentary, and like we cut to it, and Vince is just like, you think you can do whatever you want? Like, just like leaning and just like.
Cut straight to the argument.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Bret is here just ringside with the headphones, just doing the commentary.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck it. Everybody else did. I'm going to
do a little color commentary.
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot of that lately.
Owen Hart out with his slammies.
Two time.
Yeah. Bret says the Harts, that's their problem. Sometimes they show a little too much heart. Wow.
Pun maybe intended?
Possibly, but also foreshadowing.
True.
Dude Love out with his tag title. And Bret mentioned something about the IC title here, and Vince is like, what are you talking about? That's the tag title. I think he thought maybe like Dude Love was going to defend the IC title for
Stone Cold.
Yeah. I don't know.
I could kind of see like why he would think that with the match supposed to, it was originally going to be Austin and Owen again. But at the same time, just please watch the show.
Watch your damn fucking product.
Please watch the product.
Champ.
You are the WWF.
Yeah, that's the worst. I guarantee Brock is not watching or keeping up.
Oh, no.
He's like, who am I facing?
Yeah.
Okay. Two obvious plants in the front row with Dude Love tattoos and dancing. And I think I've seen one of the girls in a film. I've seen her before. I think I've seen her before.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Maybe.
One of them is Foley's Mick Foley's wife, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the blonde is Nicolette Foley.
Okay, and she was before, like, in the Whitesnake video or something like that?
Yeah, she might have been in. I know she was a model.
Okay.
So yeah, she probably was in some music videos.
Dude Love, he's got his Summer of Love shirt on.
So fresh.
Nice. Yeah, Stone Cold is shown backstage watching on a monitor, but it's not like the big TV screen monitors that they do nowadays. He's kind of crouched in the chair with a little portable TV.
Yeah. It's a good thing it's not the today's backstage shots, because they would have had his neck like cranked all the way to the left for some reason, because that's how everybody's watching the TV. And then he probably would have actually broken his neck and never wrestled again.
Have you seen that new there's an image of someone watching the TV from the Raw, but then it's another image of somebody else watching the TV from the Raw, and then another, and then another. And then another.
That's awesome.
It's
though.
Amazing.
Yeah.
They do that shot so much. It's become so, like we said, this format is like 20 years now.
Such a cliche. Yeah.
Thanks, Kevin Dunn.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Bret Hart calls Dude Love's character stupid on the commentary. We're back in the ring, and Owen delivers a missile drop kick, and he kips up. It's awesome. And it's a lot like Daniel Bryan, the way he did that.
Yeah.
Owen and Zaguri's Dude off the apron and brings him inside for a flying elbow for a 1-2. And then here comes Bulldog out. And as he distracts Slaughter, Owen distracts the referee. Bret says, "Oh, look, I got my shoes untied." And he runs and he grabs Dude and slams him right into the ring post. Then he places him back in the ring. Owen locks on the sharpshooter. And then here comes Austin. And he's like walking down. You can tell he's ginger as hell right here.
Yeah.
He grabs a Slammy trophy off the table and tries to start a problem between he and Bret. And while the referees and agents and Slaughter are trying to stop all this, Austin hits Owen, like decks him in the head. It's a nice little angle that they have the view. And he hits him with the Slammy Award. And the ref, Tim White, just jumps in as Owen's covered by Dude Love. 1, 2, 3, Dude Love wins 9 minutes. And the end is Bret checking on Owen's head to see if he's been cut. And Dude leaves. Or no, Dude does not leave. Dude is in the ring and he's celebrating with his tag team championship, and 2 of the plants that were in the front that come in and they start riding him. Yeah. Obviously his wife, I'm pretty sure, is kissing him. I don't know if he would let the other lady do that while his wife's there.
Yeah. Just one thing, the fact that we talked about how Austin is on the show the night after is huge, and just like the pop that he gets when he first comes out during the promo, and then again for the main event, are definitely the 2 biggest pops of the night. And just that it's so remarkable. It's something that I didn't necessarily remember, that he was on Raw the next night. Just something that would not happen and probably shouldn't happen. It's probably for good reason that wouldn't happen. But the fact that he was even out there, it's crazy.
Yeah. Sprawl is decent. I didn't mind it.
Mostly Fallout. Mostly promos.
But good to watch for a Fallout. Raw. Sorry.
Definitely. Yeah.
Let's go on to the next one. Raw 222. This is August 11th, 1997. The intro is talking about the recent events that say the new faces have come to authority. Obviously they're talking about the commissioner, Slaughter.
Yep.
And we're getting flashbacks of what's going on with all these matches, these rules, the continuing storylines, basically.
1 week ago at SummerSlam, the Hitman Bret Hart captured the WWF title for an unprecedented 5th time, and 1 night later declared himself the new law of the land.
Because there's a new boss in town, there's a new sheriff.
However, riding high on the authority of a controversial decision he made a night earlier, this is horrible. Shawn Michaels decided that it was he who would now rule with an iron fist.
Are you in any way in cahoots with Bret Hart?
You have convinced me that you are the dumbest I have ever met in my life. Get your out of here.
With the future of the World Wrestling Federation in jeopardy and perhaps even hanging in the balance, it was a familiar face who stepped forward and wasted no time in seizing it in the name of justice.
You aren't the new sheriff in town. I am. And I made the rules of the World Wrestling Federation, not you.
And seized it back he did. When all was said and done, it seemed apparent that the inmates were once again locked away safely in the asylum. Or were they? Tonight, the question looms large. Is all quiet on the front, or is all hell about to break loose?
Get out of here. You want to get out of here, please? Get the hell out of here.
Kind of the thing I liked about the wrestling is the inmates on running the asylum. Like, I like a authority figure, but to an extent.
Yeah. You like a more laissez-faire approach to your wrestling authority figures.
If they were to
I
keep
agree.
it, if they were to keep it more athletic based, or I mean sports oriented based, not like I got a problem with the I'm talking to the authority figure saying like, well, I don't like you because you're a heel and you're a face, you know, I'll support you. Like more like at a sports standpoint.
Yeah, definitely. Or even more like a Jack Tunney, where Jack Tunney would only show up if it was like a big deal.
Dispute.
Yeah.
Correct. All right, so fireworks again. Boom, 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 boom. Crazy crowd. We're in Biloxi, Mississippi. And then the most boisterous. JR introduces Shawn Michaels. He comes down with his brown leather loafers with no socks, green polo, khaki shorts. Fuck you.
Yeah. Again, the shirt withstanding just the ultimate, just like, fuck you, Dad.
He's like, yeah, I did about a 76 today. He's talking about his strokes in golf.
Yeah.
Of course. So JR introduces Shawn Michaels. And Vince says again, he's the most flamboyant and controversial superstar in the WWF.
And he says some controversial shit in this promo.
Yeah, and he'll be back tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to cut to this audio right now.
Shawn Michaels, the most flamboyant but unquestionably the most controversial athlete in the World Wrestling Federation today, back in action here tonight.
Shawn Michaels back in the saddle tonight, one-on-one with Mankind right here in Biloxi, Mississippi. What are your thoughts, Shawn, about meeting Mankind tonight?
Well, first, let's recap what's gone on lately. The World Wrestling Federation asked Shawn Michaels to do a job at SummerSlam, and that was to referee a World Wrestling Federation title match. And I was told if I didn't do it fairly, I wouldn't be able to wrestle in the United States ever again. Well, the fact of the matter is, I had a job to do, and I did it. Now, if the World Wrestling Federation and the people that run it don't have the cojones to step up and take responsibility for what happened, and they want to throw all this in the lap of the Heartbreak Kid, well, believe me, the Heartbreak Kid has had plenty in his lap before.
I do think it was Shawn Michaels who asked to be the guest referee.
Well, he's definitely
So it's
referring
like
to you.
this. Either you're with me or you're against me. Take your pick, take your sides, because it's cool with me. Now, this match with Mankind, I had to find out while I was sitting at home watching Superstars, because the man that runs the World Wrestling Federation doesn't have the guts to call me over the phone. Do you like a man, you Nimrod?
Well,
looking at Vince.
Here. That's why I'm not doing
You
it.
think I cussed you last week? You ain't seen nothing yet. Get this up here. Mankind, you.
Lovely Shawn is gay chant.
What are they saying, McMahon? What?
I don't think it's complimentary.
Why don't you ask your sister and your mama how gay Shawn is? Hey.
You would never hear this today.
Mankind, I'll see you in a feud. Undertaker, I want to invite you, out of the goodness of my heart, to watch me smack around the guy that beat you up. I.e., he beat you, I beat him, I can beat you.
It's a little UFC booking logic.
Now, let's move on. Scroll, scroll, scroll. The World Wrestling Federation and its officials have now put Shawn Michaels, HBK, the initial outlaw of the World Wrestling Federation, on their private hit list. And they've got their new commissioner, Sergeant Slaughter, calling the shots. Well, Slaughter, if you think that you are going to stick that big, huge, enormous shit in my business, you got another thing coming, because nobody steals my spotlight. I want it all.
And I know that's right.
Shawn pointing at the group of fans
Wait a
chanting
minute.
Shawn is gay.
Here
but,
comes
yeah.
the new commissioner of the World Wrestling Federation.
He's not needed out here
Who
now,
made
McMahon.
quite an impact last week, Commissioner Slaughter.
Gonna come out here and throw his chin around.
And Shawn Michaels taking exception to some of the comments about ringside. And now, here comes Commissioner Slaughter.
I'm not going to do any chin-ups for you, so you guys don't forget. You know, Shawn Michaels, I've been back listening to what you had to say. And you're right. The last thing you want tonight is to have Commissioner Slaughter come out here and put this big jaw in your business. But I am going to put my jaw in your business. You think my actions as the commissioner of the World Wrestling Federation make me want to be in the spotlight? Your spotlight?
Shawn just wiped his face,
Shawn Michaels, I've been in so many
foreshadowing the
spotlights,
spit.
you wouldn't know how to count how many there were.
The spit bit.
But listen up, because I want to say this loud and clear. I only want to say it once, because I don't like to repeat myself. If you think that Sergeant Slaughter, the commissioner of the World Wrestling Federation, is here to play games, you're wrong. Anything I do, anything I say, any decisions I make are for the betterment, strictly
Shawn
for the
again
World
acting like he's
Wrestling
gonna spit.
Federation, not Shawn Michaels.
You'd think he'd hit him with a
As
chair
far
after
as
getting
your
spit
match
on that
tonight
much.
with Mankind, I think it's time for you to put up. I think it's time for you to shut up. And I think it's time for you to do something about it. Have I made myself clear? Like a windshield with no windshield wipers, you are crystal clear, Commissioner Gordon.
Makes
Now,
no sense.
Slaughter, whatever your name
Commissioner
is. Shit boy.
Gordon.
Nobody talks to the Heartbreak Kid that way, and you want me to do something about it? You better believe I'm going to do something about it. I know all of you are after me, so, like always, I'm thinking ahead. You see where I'm going? And the Heartbreak Kid, once again, feels that his life is in danger, thus requiring a small, well, maybe not so small, a big insurance policy. And I think, as you know by my past, I deliver better than the mailman, and sure as hell a lot better than UPS. So Slaughter, don't you worry about it. I got an insurance policy, and tonight, Mankind, there is going to be some sweet chin music, no pun intended, Sarge, in the air tonight, and there isn't anything anybody can do about it. And that's in order.
Well, Shawn Micheals. He is a brash young man. There's no doubt about that. He is, let's face it, an arrogant young man. Yeah, McMahon, and you hate it, don't you? You can't stand it because...
Shawn, right there. Yeah, he's fired up, man. Official heel turn, I'd say.
Definitely turning on the crowd here, and just not afraid to say anything. You know, like he knows he's got Vince in his pocket.
Where's the crowd?
Yeah.
Telling him he's gay. Yeah. All right. Up next, we're going to have the fans' prediction for Shawn and Mankind. This is kind of cool. I like the fans' prediction, the excitement of in the arena or beforehand. They should do this more.
Yeah, I would like to see it, yeah.
Rather than posting tweets.
Exactly.
I don't want to see fucking Sasha Banks fan 1 saying that was so bad.
Yeah, they gotta be selective with it. Did you remember Tout, right?
Oh, vaguely.
All right,
when was this?
So this was like, I want to say maybe 2010 to 2012, somewhere in there.
Kind of caught back on 2009.
Yeah. So Tout was like this social media platform that they invested $5 million in, so they promoted the hell out of it. And it was just like basically like Twitter, but it would just be like, it's kind of like Vine, but it was weird. So anyway, but people would like record these short, like 10 to 30 second videos of themselves and send them in, and they would actually play like 5 minutes of them on Raw. And man, if you go on YouTube, there are some groaners of like fans, like marks. Already. Yeah, like marks who are just like over the top with it, like just. Let me tell you what I really think about John Cena.
Jeez,
yeah,
great.
Like that type of stuff. So I would like to see, like, I think it would be cool if they did it at the venue with fans who are there and stuff. Like, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I'm jotting down, side note, not to watch those.
Tout.
Yeah.
Tout it out.
LOD are backstage and they're whipping a garbage bin, prepping up for this match. Just normal
standard
LOD
training,
stuff.
Yeah. That's what they teach you in Vern Gagne's camp.
Hawk is probably lit as hell right now. We have that country whipping match. That's the LOD against the Godwins coming up next. But Owen and Davey are out, and they're going to join us for commentary. And they're arguing about who should beat up the Patriot tonight. Get Bret's jollies off. The object of this match is the first team to whip the opponents out of the ring wins. It's pretty stupid. Phineas and Animal stay out on the floor while Hawk and Henry take turns choking and whipping each other with the leather strap. When it looks like it's about to be over, Phineas whacks Animal with the slop bucket in the head, and he goes to the ring, and then Animal winds up saving Hawk in a double team attack, and they knock down the Godwins out of the ring for the win. And it's 3 minutes 50 seconds. This match makes no sense. I don't know. It's like,
it's convoluted and gross.
They just don't. These guys don't want to put each other over clean in any way, and they don't want to. They're just having schmaz finishes, and it's terrible. Then we have Sergeant Slaughter outside Pillman's door again, telling him to wear the dress again. Second week in a row now. Up next, we got Scott Putski versus Tony Williams. Great. Nothing match.
Son of Polish power Ivan Putski.
Yeah. Goldust and Marlena, they head down and they're going to show us something on the Titantron. And it's the hidden camera footage of Brian Pillman getting dressed in the dressing room. And this takes over most of the screen with the picture-in-picture, and the match is like a quarter of an inch.
Yeah. It's weird.
It kind of looked like the GTV position.
It did, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so maybe if we ever find out who did GTV, we can...
I think it was supposed to be Goldust.
You think so?
Gold TV.
That would make a lot of sense.
But, it's weird. So this Putski wins with the Polish Hammer. 3 minutes. Nothing. Slaughter comes out and he takes Goldust and Marlena backstage after they show this because he's like, you know, trying to take control, trying to control the inmates, basically. We're 30 minutes in. Undertaker cuts a promo on Shawn saying at Ground Zero he will rest in peace, dearly beloved.
Sounds lovely.
Then they cut to Brian Pillman's boots with the dress hanging down, and it's a quick cut. It's him walking out of the dressing room, and then they cut to commercial. Nice little scene. Why don't they do stuff like this more? Just like quick, you know, to the point. It's like a TV show, you know?
Exactly.
Coming back, and we have Flash Funk coming out. All right.
Flash.
I liked Flash Funk.
Yeah. Huge Flash Funk fan.
Yeah, and he's coming out, and they go to an interview of Dustin Rhodes advertising the Raw magazine, talking about Dusty and living in his shadow. Yeah. This is the first time I realized that was his son when I saw this episode.
Me too. I was never able to put that together because, you know, we were kids, and like if they don't acknowledge it directly on the television show, you don't know. Or like, you know, sometimes I would get like tidbits here and there from like my stepdad or my uncle. But
and I got like tidbits too from other, you know, like classmates and stuff.
Yeah, and half of that was bullshit, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, the Ultimate Warrior's dead, right?
Well, I was gonna say,
yeah,
isn't he?
Well,
okay, sorry.
in the 90s.
So Flash Funk is out. I was a big fan of Flash Funk. They go to an interview with the Dustin Rhodes, like I said. Brian Pillman comes out now, and JR says with the dress issues, we're pushing him over the edge. It's kind of creepy in a way.
A little eerie.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Because Brian will not be with us too much longer after this, sadly.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty creepy.
JR says that this is a bit extreme, and King knows all about extreme, and he's going to know about it this Sunday. And they're advertising for ECW.
Yeah.
Wow. They're naming Sabu, Tommy Dreamer, all these people.
Saying on pay-per-view at 9:00 on Sunday, directly promoting the show. It's,
wow. Yeah. Crazy. They go backstage with another picture-in-picture, and Slaughter decides the tag match, British Bulldog and Owen Hart. They're going to go against Patriot and a partner of his choosing. And Vince says, well, who is he going to be? He's like, well, that's up to him. We're going to find out before the match. So it's keeping you hanging on to WWF. Who's it going to be? Yeah. And King says, I think this power thing has gone to his chin. Love it.
Good line.
Yeah. To start a comeback, Flash Funk hits Pillman with the Trouble in Paradise, dude.
That's right.
Then we get a moonsault by Funk, and he gets hit with the knees. Pillman drops Funk with the DDT. Goldust and Marlena are on the ramp again, and then they showed that Peep video earlier that we got. And naturally, you know, what happens when somebody's on the ramp and you're in the middle of a match, very important match? What do?
You get pinned.
Yeah. You turn all your focus away from what you're doing.
You're not even wrestling anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to watch this. I got to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And in complete, you know, prone position.
I would love to see that, like, subverted. You know, where like they try to do the classic distraction and it just doesn't work at all. Like, and because whoever's in the ring is just laser focused, it would work for a certain type of character. I'm not sure who, but it'd be funny to see.
Oh, that's good booking though. Like the person is like so intent on getting the other person's attention to kind of make them fail that they're not, but then they like end up having to be physical in the match, and they hit the other person, and then the guy still gets the win, you know, type deal. And they're like, fuck. Like, you know.
Back to the drawing board.
Yeah. All right. Anyhow, enough fantasy booking. Pillman gets pinned. 3 minutes. Sweet. Commercial and Dude Love is next. And they got this Discovery Zone ad, and Vince is reading the Discovery Zone ad. It's so weird for me to hear that now. They talk about the career-ending injury to Austin. This could be career-ending. And it's basically a whole video package of Steve Austin and Owen Hart over the last couple of days. Then we get Dude Love. And Vince is in the ring with him, interviewing him. And they got a fatal four-way coming up at Ground Zero. It's the Godwins, the LOD, Owen Hart, and British Bulldog. Wow. He says none of them are very hip. And he's switching over to Mankind and Shawn Michaels. He's kind of talking about the other personality of Shawn Michaels. I mean, himself. You know, Mick Foley has these personalities. And into the match. And he says once Mankind gets the mandible claw on Shawn, the party is over. And then Shawn is on the Titantron, and he has a rebuttal, and he calls both men in the ring Nimrods.
Yeah,
that's his new word.
He dropped it on Vince earlier.
Yeah,
everybody's a Nimrod. Again, really plays into the whole Angry Dad style. He's been sporting the past couple weeks. Don't be a Nimrod.
Yeah.
Give me another beer.
Sweet chin music is coming Mankind's way, you idiot. Yeah. So have mercy. All right, we're going to see it in two different plants again. Join Dude Love for some dancing, and then they jive off. Yeah. Time to enter the war zone again. Woo!
New show.
Yeah, new show. Different ratings. Same hosts. Same people. Owen Hart, Davey Boy Smith against the Patriot, and Shamrock's theme hits.
Nice.
He's back. Sweet. Shamrock and Bulldog have that ongoing feud, and Bulldog is pissed. And there's a nice little start off between Shamrock and Owen in the ring. And tag to the Patriot. And Bret Hart appears on the ramp, and we go to a commercial, and then we come back. Shamrock is still being dominated by the former champs. Shamrock lands a crossbody, and then we get a hot tag to the Patriot. Woo! And he does the Uncle Slam onto Bulldog, and the ref turns around and counts the 1, 2, 3. Sweet.
Yeah, fun little match.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing too astounding, but I mean, 4 guys who can go in the ring, and I just loved Owen and Davey so much as a team. They had such great chemistry, so it was a good one. It's good to see them instead of them in there with like the likes of the Patriot and Shamrock versus LOD, which we'll see next week, and the Godwins and some other lower points of the tag division.
Yeah. I feel like honestly, like the crowd picks up on the Patriot really quick here, and I think I did too as a kid. They put him over. It just shows how quickly a guy can get over just coming in within like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He's hot, and you put him over that way.
He's in the right angle, which this was perfect for him.
The couple promos that he's cut, and then he's gotten some good victories. Yeah, it's good. And he's got a hell of an adversary. So that works as well.
Yeah.
Then we get a video package highlighting how well received Bret Hart was at regaining the title and in Canada. Looks at hundreds of people swarming around him at the Toronto airport, and he's happy to be back in his homeland.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I think the Flames just won the Stanley Cup. Well, maybe he wouldn't have gotten that reception in Toronto. No. But they
the
really
Blue Jays win the World Series.
Yeah, Joe Carter. They really play up his reception and all the news coverage that they got off of it.
Yep. Once that's over, we catch up with Shawn, and he's talking to somebody backstage, and they get a glimpse of the mystery man's face. Who's going to be
the insurance policy?
Yeah. Shawn yells at him, "Get away!" When we come back, Patriot is cutting a promo on Bret. Right before that, he can get it over with. Hitman hits him with a chair from behind and a bunch of punches. Stomps the hell out of him. The refs and the agents come out and separate them.
Yeah. What's funny about this promo is it kind of starts cold because Sable's in the ring, right? Sable's in the ring, and then the next thing you know, Patriot's just out there belligerent, grabbing a mic. And, like, the first thing he says is, I could take any man one-on-one. And I'm like, okay, you just interrupted Sable to, talk about how you can beat anybody. But yeah, it turns out being a nice little brawl with him and Bret, but just kind of a funny, awkward beginning to it.
All right, next up, big one here, Farouk versus Chains.
Yes.
Yeah, and all the members of their respective gangs are not allowed out. They're banned from ringside, thanks to Commissioner Slaughter. Ahmed is conspicuous by his absence. And this match is stupid, in my opinion. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
But Rocky Maivia makes his return. He's out with loafers. The referee's down. He's acting all goody-goody, and then he just grabs Chains and rock bottom.
Yeah.
Whoa. Then we get he wakes the ref up, and we get the 1, 2, 3. Farouk wins. And we get him and Farouk kind of like what's going on? And then Farouk does the sign, and Rock does it with him.
Yeah.
The Rock. Rocky Maivia turning
heel. The loafers should have given it away.
Forgot. Rock down with a white and red striped polo shirt tucked into like white khakis with a leather belt.
Yeah.
And then brown leather loafers with no socks. What the fuck is going on in 97? It's like him and Shawn were like competing for that style or something.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're not more relaxed than me. No. I'm going boating. No, I'm going golfing.
Like Paul, Triple H pulled HBK aside in the locker room and be like, hey, did you see Dwayne's loafers? I think he's trying to scoop your loafer heat.
After the break, we get Rocky, and he's meeting up with Farouk and the other Nation members. And then they kick the cameraman out of the locker room, and the DOA show up outside of the door, and we get a bunch of yelling and yada, yada, yada. And this is what we were talking about earlier. Sable heads out to introduce the next match, and this is the leather boobs. And she's interrupted by the Patriot.
Okay, yeah. So I was off by a segment.
It's all right. And he, like he said, he's just like, I'm ready to fight any man.
Any man, 1-on-1.
Yep. And Bret obliges. Unfortunately, he corners himself off the wrong side of the ramp, and the Hart Foundation come down, and they all beat him in the ring and drape the Canadian flag over him. Beautiful scene.
Perfect.
Yes. And then, before we take a break, Mankind says that he hopes Shawn's insurance policy is life insurance because tonight Shawn is going to swallow his own liver.
Classic Mankind.
Thank you, Mankind.
So good.
And guess who's coming soon?
Brackus?
Yes.
Brackus.
And what is he from again? What's that faction?
Oh, the failed foreign heels, for fuck's sake. FFH, FFS. It sounds like a mouthful, but it's going to look awesome on a t-shirt.
All right. The main event. Shawn Micheals versus Mankind. Love this match.
Very good match.
Nice. I mean, just from Shawn not being around since King of the Ring, dude, this is great for him to come back to.
Yeah, it makes it feel like a big main event, which it is.
Mm-hmm.
And, ring rust has never been an issue for Shawn. You look at throughout his entire career, to the point where he took years off and came back and was still at the top of his game. Like he's always been able to just pick back up.
Yep.
And him and Mankind just have, it's short because it's on Raw, but it's just a hell of a little brawl that they have, and it feels like they just picked right up where they left off at Mind Games
round 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's really great.
The table in this match, just will not break.
No, not as this.
Yeah, there's Shawn, suplexes Mankind on it twice. He does the dive, his dive off of the, his elbow onto the table, gets all table,
Nothing.
and doesn't break at all. But yeah, just it's a good match. This is one that's worth going out of your way to go rewatch.
And because of the inception of what goes on right here.
Yeah. It's an historic moment.
But before we get to that, like you said, touching on Shawn Michaels disappearing for a little bit and coming back, interesting little tidbit, Daniel Bryan talking about it on, or Bryan Danielson, who was trained by Shawn Michaels, talking about it on Stone Cold's podcast, that basically Shawn would come in and do a couple like training sessions with them and do like some bumps and stuff, and then he'd get frustrated seeing a guy not do it right, and he would do it and get all fired up and run through like a drop down toe hold, hip toss, all this shit, and then all of a sudden Shawn Michaels' mom would come out and have to yell and call him by his full name,
Michael
Hickenbottom.
Michael Hickenbottom.
And
are you taking bumps?
Yeah, and then he'd have to stop. But yeah, like that goes to show, like, he's just got it in him. He
no
can just
bumps.
fire it up.
No bumps of any kind, young man.
Or the yeah. So in this match, great. You got to watch it. Like you said, round 2. Shawn tunes up the band. Mankind ducks it, sweet chin music. Then we get that suplex near the table. Won't break. Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Chyna are coming out to the ring.
What?
Wow. Then we get a commercial. Then when we come back, Shawn Michaels pulls off Mankind's mask and he acts like he's going to eat it. Some weird shit that he's doing. Mankind fights off the sleeper, beats Shawn into the corner to set up for the running knee, and he pulls some of his hair out of his head. Rick Rude comes down.
The man himself has been on WWF television since 91, I believe.
Yeah.
Maybe 90.
91, I think.
Yeah.
And he was in WCW from there, New Japan Wrestling, ECW as well. This was a tidbit where he slid over from the ECW when he signed with WCW, after he breached his contract with WCW, and then left for ECW. And because of the working agreement between ECW and WWF, he was able to get picked up by the WWF, but he is the only man so far to appear on all episodes of ECW, WWF, and WCW in 1 week.
It's incredible.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He was everywhere, man. JR assumes Rick Rude is the insurance policy, and he's not wrong. Mankind hits the double arm DDT. 1, 2, no! Chyna has the ref. Triple H trips up Mankind with the chair shot.
Trip.
And he gets hit with a chair shot from Rick Rude. Go ahead.
It's a bad one. It's pretty disgusting. Rude just puts everything into it, and it's just right off of the top of the old dome. I would put this one up there with one of the several that he ends up taking in his I Quit match with The Rock. Just square on top of the head. It's a bad one. It gives you a bad feeling when you watch it.
Yeah. Right after that, straight into some sweet chin music. 1, 2, 3, 8 minutes, 42 seconds, and Shawn Michaels is over. And we get the beginnings of this group, or this alliance between Triple H, Chyna, and Rick Rude. And before I spoke about Shawn Michaels kind of needs a counterweight or an anchor to kind of hold him down in this time where he's getting really out of hand. And I think this guy Paul, Triple H, he's gonna stick around and do that for him.
Yeah. They've been running the roads together since Hunter first arrived in the WWF. So yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how this group pans out. Might make a little bit of money.
Maybe, who knows? Next Raw. What do you think about that Raw? Before we move on.
Pretty solid show. I mean, the tag match with Owen and Davey against Shamrock and Patriot is good, and the main event is stellar. And some good promos here and there throughout. So I mean, as far as week to week as we've been watching these, this is a standout episode for me for sure.
Agreed. I like this one because the foundation of The Rock.
Yeah.
And then we get the foundation for what we'll see coming up with Triple H, Shawn Michaels in China, and Rick Rude, and building all this tension for Bret Hart being the champion still.
Yeah.
Number one guy. But what the hell is going to happen with Austin? I don't know. Find out.
How long? Yeah.
So we have all these elements at hand and all these gears moving towards this attitude, this origin of attitude. And I think we're going to take a break right here. I know we said we were going to catch up to do the last Raw that we're on, but I think it's better to break this one down and group it with the Friday night main events that are coming up. Raw takes a hiatus, and then we have Friday night main events come up for 2 weeks. And there's not really too much footage out there. There's a couple matches and a couple details, so that'll be a shorter episode. So we're going to consolidate that with the Raw episode that's coming up next week for August 18th.
Yep, 223.
Yep, episode 223 of Raw. And we'll catch up with you guys next week, but stick around, keep grinding with us.
Yeah, check us out. Hit up our Facebook page, WretroMania, WRETRO Mania on Facebook. It's a good place. We're gonna try to expand it a little bit, try to get some more discussion going, and we'll keep you updated on the episodes as they come out, as we record them.
Yeah, listen, like, share, please rate, review, subscribe, anything to help us out to get more fan interaction. We still haven't heard from anybody.
We want to talk to you guys.
I want to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. We did have somebody create a Dungeons and Dragons character.
Wow.
Based on our podcast, so that was cool. I'll have to double check who that was.
Yeah, I think Bret Hart inspired.
Yeah.
We'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
But I have gotten some nice feedback from some people as far as just likes.
Yeah.
So that's about it.
That's always good.
No words yet, but we'll get there eventually. We'll break the ice.
Definitely.
Catch back up with us next week. We're going to post that episode 223 in the Friday night main events, and then we'll be all caught up and getting ready for Ground Zero.
Round Zero.
Scary. September 11th? 7th? 7th.
7th.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. See you guys. Check you guys next time.
Thanks for listening. Trust me, I've had plenty in my lap.
Yeah, and then the shit with the gay.
Yeah.
Ask your mama and your sister.
It's good stuff. Get into it.